Okay, so task number 3 for the pre-release material 2015. We have done task 1 and 2, during which time we collected the required information from the students. We validated the weights upon entry, and now we're simply going to look at the weight difference array, and any students who have a weight difference of more than 2.5 kilograms. Now, a weight difference could mean either they've put on more than 2.5 or they've lost 2.5. We're going to need to look at both of those, and then we're going to output the required information as per task number 3. So to start off with, we know we're going to have to cycle. You could use a loop to cycle through the array. So I'm going to initialize count. I'm then going to use a for loop so I can cycle through the weight difference array. Okay, so if they are put on weight, simply we calculate, do the if statement calculation, and then we print out the relevant information, um, informing the user of, as per task 3, the name, the difference in weight, and whether this is a rise or a fall. Now, if that condition hasn't been met, then there's a possibility that the weight difference is less than 2.5, i.e. they've lost weight. So I'm going to work through an if statement, an else statement, just to check whether the losing of 2.5 may be a possibility. Now, if I do what I've done in the first segment of the if statement and just print out weight has dropped by and weight difference, then it's going to read like weight has dropped by -4. Now, if you drop something by -4, it doesn't read as well. We really just want to say the weight has dropped by 4. So what I'm going to do in this section, before I print off the drop in weight, I'm just going to times the weight difference by -1. therefore removing the negative sign, and then it reads much better for the user. As a time sign. Okay, and that's essentially the end of task 2. Now, just one thing to note, uh, at the second section of the if statement, I use an else if statement. I didn't use an else statement because it doesn't automatically mean that if you've if you haven't met the first condition, which is more than 2.5, you're automatically going to meet the next condition, because you may not be, the values may be between minus 2.5 and 2.5, which, as per the question, means these students have to simply be ignored. So I have to use an if and then a second else if, just to check whether the second condition is correct, and if it is, and then obviously it follows on the second section, and everyone else simply gets ignored, which is what task 3 is asking for. Next count means it will then just go back to the 4 count at the start and work its way to the next student. Again, if it meets condition number 1, it'll print off the first one. Else, if it meets condition number 2, it'll print off the second one. And if it doesn't meet any of those conditions, it's just going to go to the next count, thereby ignoring this student totally and working its way around to the next student. And that's essentially everything that you're going to require for task number 3.